Hello and welcome to the Console Contenders League. My name is Charles Tang, joined by Femi and Smka today. We're presenting to you the Division 3 semifinals here in the Console Contenders League as Raiders take on favorites ACK Insanity here. How are we doing, Smka?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to this match. I think it should be a close match and very evenly matched in some distributions, but I do see the Insanity DPS edge.
I mean, just over the course of the season, I think Kitsun and New York have really shown their prowess on the DPS and their ability to turn fights around. So it'll be really interesting to see if Connor and Real Mist are able to match up on that. And which leads you to the perfect segue to the lineups we have for each team. Raiders are starting with Roding and Aspud on the tank line. Connor and Real Mist behind them looking to deal some damage, and TP and Enzo running around trying to keep everybody healed up. On the side of ACK Insanity, we have Mercy One Trick and Tooler on the tank line, the duo we're very familiar with. New York and Kitsun looking to lay in the gold damage medals, and we have Trim Akio and Atomic Maki keeping everybody topped up and alive. Our first map of the day will be Oasis, and we'll be with you in a couple minutes. Looking forward to get started.
Wishing to having a bit of miscommunication about whether people are allowed to be in a party or not.
Yeah, don't do it. That'll be probably not the best idea, folks. Don't want to know anybody accidentally kicking themselves off, but some guy have a turf burn.
Pardon?
I have a turf burn on my shin. I went in for a tackle yesterday in my Saturday league.
Oh, is this American football? Is this soccer?
No, this is like football.
Okay, so me football, that's soccer.
Yeah, I know. I'm not American, I just sound like this.
Oh, good. Love to see it. What do you play then? Do you play centre back, I guess?
Yeah, I'm a centre back and a holding midfielder.
Matching my old role.
But now I'm missing a whole chunk of skin from my shin. Oh. So sad.
Yikes.
I like taped my socks down too. It's wild.
Man, I remember our cup final a couple of seasons ago. In the first minute, someone's toenail peeled off and vile.
Oh.
In our football news, Tottenham trounced Man United today. Love to see it.
Dude, David Moyes back to Old Trafford confirmed.
I really hope that we don't see as much of a dominant performance in this match.
It'll be a quick cast, that's for sure. We have a great day of console contenders coming up for you, though. We have the North American Championship game coming up tonight, casted by yours truly. I'll be on the desk for that one. And yeah, if this wraps up quick, I'll take a nap before that one starts.
Yeah, no, we actually have two finals. We have the Division 1 finals, which is Mean Dream Team versus 99 Kings. And then we have the Div 4, which is Moonshine versus Bronze Mercy Mains.
Aptly named Bronze Mercy Mains.
Yeah, that Rotom, actually, that is his org.
Oh.
Yeah.
What I'm double dipping here.
At least it was last time I checked. Oh.
Okay, we got Ready's coming up from Insanity, so just waiting for Raiders here. But just a little preview of Oasis. Oasis is one of my favorite control maps in the game, I think, as a Reinhardt main. Ryan has always been pretty viable, especially coming into University and the downtown as well. But when you go into Gardens, the high ground, they blend itself quite nicely towards a dive. And a little bit of Lucio CC action going on the side there as well. So always excited to see the games kick off on Oasis.
See, I am on the opposite hand. I strongly dislike Oasis just for the fact, I despise the map because it's just so powerful. If you have a dive, if you have a really strong coordinated dive or an exceptional Firefly, like we will see from Kitsune, it can be just deadly. And as well, especially on, I believe it's Gardens. You've got there's so much point pressure, and once you've got the point, it's incredibly hard to get it back. Teams can stall for the entire 99%.
That could be worse. Could be Ilios. Unpopular opinion, I don't think Ilios is that
Ah,
fun.
I agree with you there, actually.
Legion
Nepal
Tower is where it's
Legion,
at.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind a bit of Busan. Busan's a very enjoyable map for me, personally. As a Rhine Ball player, I can't say anything against it.
Fair enough.
Seems to be shaking things up here by Carsten.
Yeah, welcome back, Simka.
Head of stream team, second only cast. Get out of here, who are you?
Zephyria, hello?
Yeah, none of that, please.
Simka, do you want to dip your toes into match chat and settle this once and for all, or are you gonna let the
I
kids fight it out?
can, what is going on?
They're trying to argue if they are able to do a party. And we're not getting full readies, and people are trying to get coaching in the middle of maps. Sorry about the delay, folks. In other news, as we look to fill time, I was just catching up on the NA All-Stars game in the Overwatch League.
Alright,
And
right.
I think Tiny Overwatch is the way to go. I think Pint Size Super is my new favorite thing in Overwatch.
I like watching aiming on the ball, hiding in a little corner on Legion. That's about it.
Aiming on ball was elite, dude. That was crazy. Wild. And Reinforce and Sideshow on the desk was actually really entertaining. I enjoyed that duo. I didn't think Reinforce was able to talk that quickly. He just seems like a pretty mellow guy, but he really brought his A game.
Monkey Man 97 wants to know why Smucka is casting.
Just to piss him off. This one I was going to tell Raiders, if they keep making an issue out of this rule, then they're going to forfeit map one.
Yep.
Oh my god, please stop asking me questions.
Ignore those questions.
If Bamboo is a coach, do I make him spec all or keep him on blue?
No, keep him on his team.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna spec all as coach. My goodness.
I don't know, it just lets you see, like, for more of it, because you can't go in the third person if you're specking a certain team.
Yeah. That because they could just very easily be on their own team group chat if they wanted to, leaking all the stuff. So,
I guess.
chat. I have an idea. Hear me out. So Sombra, as we know, she's the hacker man running around doing stuff, right? What if we shuck it up? What if we drive a Sombra redesign to propose to everybody?
What's your idea?
We take away Sombra's hack, we take away her EMP, we take away her gun, we take away her character model. If you play Sombra, you are committing to fighting 5v6. However, you are able to then patch into the enemy team's comms. So you will play one man down low with perfect information.
Jesus, that would be really bizarre. I can't imagine that someone DCing from the lobby. I like the thought behind it.
Yep, you just have someone on Sombra. All they're doing is listening and relaying information back to your own team. Do you take a? I might take that if I have perfect information and I know what they're going to run, what the enemy team is going to run, because they don't know if you have a Sombra, so they can't like lie and like bluff. Like, do you just run a Sombra and like figure it out? Like if your Sombra player
It's
left
like
the
Among
lobby
Us in
and just ran
Overwatch.
off,
Who's the imposter? Who's the imposter in
right?
comms?
It'd be wild.
Okay, so we see Oasis University first. I'm expecting both teams to come up with a rhyme rule. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think composition-wise here, I think Raiders would have the edge here if they played it properly. This Rushdown Monkey, very popular at the moment in contenders and
Yeah,
Overwatch League.
Rushdown Monkey's interesting. When you don't expect to see that, but Monkey is kind of like the ultimate brawl and goats hero right now.
He really is, yeah. It's quite surprising to see. You'd expect the May Reaper to hard counter this Monkey, but as long as the Diva plays it properly and the Monkey doesn't go hyper aggressive without his team, he should be settled.
As a caster, usually the conversation is, oh, let's talk about dive targets, but not anymore. Monkey's just gonna go straight to the front line. As we see Tooler and Mercy here running out on the Ryan Zarya that we've come so accustomed to. Not quite the meta right now though, but Tooler has that brand new Reinhardt Reinhardt All-Star skin, so we do have to whip that out to flex just a little bit.
And we can see Kitsune on the meta has already got so much ult charge. I'm expecting
Kitsune halfway to the Blizzard is going to be absolutely massive, but New York gets hacked up over here. That Reaper able to rate out of danger, and it does look like Raiders are going to get first control of the point, but oh, Aspect gets chunked down pretty low and taken out immediately by Mercy one trick, and it looks like, okay, it looks like Connor trying to go in and save them, but they are going to drop it. So after a very brief first control, it looks like Insanity are going to get control of the points.
Yeah, that was fantastic aggression from Raiders. They took the initiative. It was a really good engage, but Insanity stays the team. The May got the freeze and the Monkey just got bursted. And we seem to have a DC here.
Good start to the game.
Unfortunate.
We're spending all our bandwidth talking trash and match chat too, so we'll make something work.
That's really unfortunate as well. That Reef was about halfway to his Blossom, so now Insanity are going to have a massive advantage in terms of DPS ults. Obviously, Kit's farming this Monkey for his Blizzard. He's going to have that, and that could give Insanity a free fight win. If they pull that off properly, get the wall, if they can even isolate just the two tanks, then that will be the fight over.
And we see here at TP though, really close to an EMP, maybe something they were hoping to combo along with that Death Blossom, but no longer an option. And we see Connor switching over to the Reinhardt, maybe figuring out the fake brawl of the Monkey maybe wasn't living up to the expectations. Aspet switching over to the Zarya as well. It looks like it's not quite a mirror, but the tank line and the Lucios are definitely going to be pretty closely matched. I'll be curious to see if we end up seeing Real Mist remain on the Reaper, but this EMP, I think, is going to make a huge difference, and really it's going to be a race between TP and Kitsune here to get these potentially fight-winning ultimates out on time. I don't think we've heard from Mists yet, so I don't know if they're going to be returning to the game. But we will unpause exactly at on the hour. I don't know what time zones anybody is in, but that's 3 p.m. for me. I believe that's 8 p.m. for you, Simka. But we do have a couple minutes before we restart here.
This is phenomenally
Oh,
upsetting.
wow.
I've been muted.
It's okay. It could be worse, could be Mists. We're just getting word that Mists isn't just working with a DC. Mists has no power in their house right now. So this is going to be an F in chat. I believe regulations say that you can't make a full sub like this, so Raiders, there's a chance that Raiders will have to play 5-on-6. Simka, can you correct me on that if I'm wrong?
I'm honestly not sure on that rule. I'm asking Buster right now.
Okay. Looks like there's a chance we might not be restarting on the hour. How are we doing, Femi?
We're doing good. I mean, we still got 2 minutes, and I'm just waiting for confirmation if I can put Smurf in, or Bamboo, or whoever.
Okay, this could be a really tough start for Raiders if they have to take this map 5-on-6. Especially now that they got first control of the point, 10-12% on the clock. Really hoping that we get this issue resolved as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. The only consolation for Raiders here is it's not 22%. They did take the initiative and they did get that initial 12%.
Yeah, it's a
so
start.
that might be one more fight for them at the end, which could be critical.
Do we have any wording on the rule? Can I put one of theirs in?
Buster is making a decision currently.
Okay.
That's the decision I have.
Alright, well I'm not gonna we don't on pause.
Another important thing to note here as well is Insanity have the massive tank ult advantage. You see, Raiders have very recently swapped over to Ryan Zarya, and so you have Mercy One Trick who's 50% above. You got Tula who's 50% above, and that again could be another fight win. I think if you're Raiders, you either want to take the super quick fight for the EMP and just go full rush and just hope you get the win, or force out some ultimates, or you take the drawn out fight, try build up your ults, and try bait out some of theirs.
Well, if you're Raiders, you're hoping Real Mist gets their internet back up first and foremost.
Oh, yeah.
But I think you're absolutely right. I think Insanity hold a lot of advantage over here, and that's the risk you take, right, on the side of Raiders when you switch up the tank line after the first fight. You're resetting your ult economy, essentially committing to an eco push, and very likely going to lose the second fight as well. Essentially condemning yourself to do a big push at like 60-70%, and hoping that nothing horrible happens.
Hello.
Any updates?
Yeah, we're just talking to Buster right now.
Yeah, we'll update you in match chat when we get one.
Huey, we're talking to you in match chat. You know everything we know.
I'm not looking at match, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just want this game to start so I can watch. This
Okay,
is,
then you should look at match chat then.
It's quite shambles.
Okay, so we do have the head of PS4 now in match chat. That hopefully should help out.
Yep, that would be
Buster
good.
doesn't make a decision, then he will. Ooh, another key thing to note as well. Trim will get the nano very quickly in this fight, and Rotom will get the card lessons almost just as quickly. So I think if you're Raiders, you have your Lucio, you save your amp, potentially go for a feint, and then just kind of push in, bait out the nano, and then speed boost out. And that could get you the quick re-engage without taking any fatalities.
Yeah, so unfortunately it does look like Raiders will have to proceed 5-on-6 here, unless Real Mist pulls out a miracle and has their power come back on, which is super unfortunate, but the rules are the rules. So it does look like a 5v6 will be underway shortly. F's in chat for Raiders, to be totally honest.
The head of the head guy, he said that they have 7 minutes for Raider to come back. So I unpause at 2 or blank 08.
Yeah.
Right? Did he mean 7 minutes from now or 7 minutes after the pause?
7 minutes after the pause.
Rule states that it's 5 minutes, so I think we have to carry on the map.
Okay, whatever.
Just make sure both teams are ready.
So. Yep, rules are rules. It looks like Raiders are trying to argue this, but Femi's gonna hit them with the unpause because Smka is here and so is a head mod, so that seems fair enough. Let's wait for readies to come for both teams.
Yep, Buster gave us the clear for 5v6.
Yep.
You good to go?
Yeah, and without this rule, maybe some bad players are going to take advantage of this rule and just have a tactical disconnection to make this unnecessary. But it looks like Raiders are going to push on here with 5 players on the map. They're going to get walled off briefly, and Tooler is going to get hacked as well. Tooler getting chunked down extremely low though as the Blizzard now gets tossed in. Connor is frozen out, trying to pin out of trouble there. Kinzun is hacked, falling dangerously low, but getting hard pocketed by Trimaki over here, and they are able to get out unscathed.
And this is really what we expect from Insanity. They take the initiative, they take the early fight with the Blizzards, and they now have the ult ones, which still they have 5 ults coming up. You see Raiders, they have the Coalescence, they're free, but again, it's always going to be a 5v6. Raiders have to get an opening pick somewhere, and I'm not sure where they're going to get it from.
Yeah, this is going to be tough, but TP with the EMP could be great, especially comboed with Connor's hamster play here. It will be interesting to see how this plays out, but looks
never
like Raiders
mind.
are just not going to leave their spawn.
We see Raiders throwing this map.
I mean, a forfeit is also understandable, but the choice is made to play the map on, so we're going to just sit around and wait this out.
They just quit.
Enemy in my sights. Get to you.
Огонь по готовности!
Oh, let's break it! Damn! Let's get past
Irresistible.
And well, this is very unfortunate. Not really much to cast here.
Yeah, yeah, Raiders, I mean, all I can say is if you're not planning to play the map, just hit a forfeit, where you're wasting a viewer's time, wasting a caster's time, wasting your producer's time, and wasting electricity that could be going to Real Mist to repair their own electricity. But if this is the choice that Raiders choose to make, I'll tough this map out, because I'm sure the show will get on the road as we move on to map
About
2.
what your father needs to know.
I think what Raiders are doing here is they're buying time for Mist to come back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Sigma present. Speed maximum. Hello.
Yep, looks like they're not leaving spawn. We're not messing with your game. It's just unfortunate.
Destiny has drawn me to the objective.
Am I good to just send it back to lobby?
You can if you
No,
want. You can.
I don't think so. I think we do need to play this out, unfortunately.
Smeka gave me the okay, and he's staff.
I'm giving him the okay here. If
Okay,
Raiders are
fair
going to be
enough.
scummy like this, then
Okay.
Yeah. okay. So now Smurf comes in. And yeah, not really much to analyze there. We had one fight.
Yeah, the monkey lost the brawl match up there because, well, you're running monkey into Rhinen, and that's going to happen. Really unfortunate timing with Real Mist there, though, it must be said.
Alright, King's Row was picked. And I feel like this is interesting. We saw Raiders come out originally on the Monkey Ball, and King's Row naturally is more of a Rhine map.
Yeah, but
I'm wondering if they're trying to pull something different here.
in all my experience on King's Row, and in competitive Overwatch, is that every single team thinks that they're good at King's Row.
True, that is very factual.
Yeah, I haven't found anybody that thinks they're bad at it.
And I'm not sure it's a smart call from Raiders, but we will see. I know we've seen Kitsune on the May and the rate that he farmed in Blizzards. I think this is dangerous territory right here.
Initiating.
Yeah, hopefully no disconnections and electricity problems. Looking forward to casting some real Overwatch here. Sorry to our viewers for tuning in and watching a little of a mess on map 1, but here on King's Row, ready to go. So it looks like Rotom and Asbud are going to stay on this tank line, and once again I think Ryan Zarya.
Expert, what team are you on? Who do I make you spec?
He's on Legion. Expert, can you leave it, please?
Expert,
is this
use
me?
match chat. Thank you.
CEO.
He's on what team?
No, he's
He's not on either team.
Okay.
He's just an idiot.
Random.
Alright, so it looks like on the attack we have Tuller and Mercy bringing the Ryan Zarya, and we have Asbud and Connor. Okay, back on the Monkey Diva that we see Raiders like to run so far, and for a lot of time this season. So we're really interested to see how this plays out. The Sombra is going to be huge here, though, because as long as you disrupt the rhythm and the tempo of these tanks as the Sombra, you're going to buy your Monkey a lot of time to do a lot of work here, Susan.
Absolutely. I think some of your crucial hats here are going to be on the Ryan and Yana and the Lucio. Lucio just completely disables him. He can't do any speed amp, that stops the engage. The Ryan naturally has to back out, can't shield the team. And we've actually seen this Pharah come out before from Insanity against Panda Sentry last week in playoffs.
Well, speaking of the Pharah, New York actually gets a really good pickoff here, and that's the advantage. Swing over to the attacking team, and Sandy chooses to push to the hotel this time, kind of blatantly ignoring the AoE damage that TP might be able to do, but TP's also taking a lot of damage, so the Mercy of Enzo is forced to back up there. They take a lot of damage. TP goes down to a flurry of Storm Arrows coming up from New York, and it does look like this is the point for to Insanity. Conrad gets purpled, gets hacked, gets DMAC, that's gotta hurt, and Smurf, Smurfatron is just going to be hanging on for as long as they can here, but first swipe does very quickly over to ACK Insanity.
Yeah, I think if you're Raiders, I think you have to swap off the Monkey. Insanity have seen this Monkey coming, they're running this Hanzo, and he just burns him. Okay, yeah, we see the swap, the Ryan swap. I'm expecting the Monkey to swap here, but I'm not sure. It's King's Row, anything can happen.
King's Row, anything can happen indeed. And speaking of, Tula goes down really early on, and Asbud presses the go button and jumps in immediately. It looks like while we were analyzing the last fight, Raiders switched over to a Winston Reinhardt composition, and Connor's just getting so much work done, winning that duel against Tula, and that gives the go button for Rotom to hit the Coalescence, and crucially here, Raiders not only managed to get control of the car, but also managing to hold this really, really difficult choke to push through this archway, one of the most difficult points, one of the awkward points to push through in all of Overwatch. Oh, a really overzealous pin coming out from Connor gets stunned up and destroyed and deleted. Forget what I say about the archway against Insanity, they're going to be muscling their way through.
I think if you're Raiders, you take that fight. You had an unideal situation with a double main tank, and you've managed to put off a fight in there. That's killed at least 20 seconds off the time bank, and you've got the Nano Shatter out for the next fight.
Yeah, the Nano and the Shatter hasn't baited out, and so from an ult economy point of view, this is definitely a good idea. I do say they will rue the opportunity to hold at Archway, but it looks like this is a conscious decision for Connor to go in extremely aggressively to try to force some ultimate out of ACK Insanity. And if that was the game plan, it definitely worked. The Raiders setting themselves up for a pretty healthy position here. Smurfatron gets taken down early though, and a great grab coming out from Mercy One-Trick, finding Connor, and Connor gets deleted immediately, but does charge up that Earth Shatter for the next fight, and it looks like Streets will head over towards ACK Insanity as Raiders look to hold them off in Foundry.
Absolutely. If Zarya had lived there, there's potential for a recontest, but Raiders decided to give up the point there. As unfortunate, the Sombra going down first meant there was no EMP engaged, and Insanity's got the run riot.
Alright, so, okay, TP engages really early on with the Death Blossom, not finding anybody with the follow-up damage is there as Connor Nash, but it's good to help out as well. The Dragons are committed on the side of Insanity though, and takes down TP. I'm not sure if that's the right decision given that you are 3 down at this point, but oh my goodness, the beat is committed by Enzo again just to shore this up, and that's definitely Insanity hitting the back pedal button, looking to reset, regroup, and re-energize them for the next fight.
But the good thing here for Insanity is they backed out early. Raiders committed the beat, but they got nothing out of it.
Oh my goodness, a really deep pin commit from Tuller, and Enzo moves them off the map. Aspa commits as well, and the EMP is out as well, committing so many ultimates and so many resources to this fight, but it's all worth it as Raiders continue to hold on here. Really have to question the decision for Tuller to go so deep there. Maybe they were aiming for a pole to stop them and just barely missed, but Tuller went in really deep and kind of set Enzo up for a really nice move opportunity. And not only that, Enzo now is halfway towards the sound barrier.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better fight of Raiders. You invested your EMP, you got your coalescence, but that's going to come back incredibly quickly. And you've got the
great hack out onto Tuller, and Connor lands a massive shatter. Smurfs helping clean up there as well. Connor and TP are going to be taken down early on in that fight, though. I think that's all for not Enzo just helping out, taking down Kitsu's Torp turret. Smuka, talk me through this Torp pick. What are we trying to accomplish here?
I'm hoping it's to spam. I'm hoping it's to distract the Sombra, because the Sombra can't hack when the Torp turret's around. But also for the shield break, because Torp does an exceptional amount of poke damage with his shotguns. It's just a consistent source of damage.
Alright, Connor and TP finding a kill. A piece is absolutely massive. The Nano comes out with Tuller, and Tuller is being pocketed, so unable to fall, but they do have to drop to the team, and Mercy is going to jump off the map just to reset. Raiders are now, after looking pretty rough on point 8 and Streets, now look to be in a pretty healthy position. 2.5 minutes remaining, and 5 key ultimates in tow as well. Raiders definitely their point to lose here.
Oh, Raiders have absolutely flipped this map on their head. This is a classic Insanity move. Dragon Strike behind the team, speed boost into the team.
Yeah, that's everybody pressing the go button, and it is going to work. NYXL and Kitsune are going to take them one apiece, and New York Excelsior isn't going to stop there. Take them as well, and it looks like Raiders are going to back up into spawn. I did mention that they have 5 ults, and they still have the EMP Shatter combo ready to go, but it might take some heroics from Enzo who's stalled the point. The EMP comes out, does the Shatter connect? Yes, it does, finds both teams. Oh my goodness, Atomic and Tuller are both going to go down, and the EMP still connects onto New York Kitsune and Trim Akio, as it does look like Raiders are going to hold on to this point for the time being. Insanity forced to back out. Just a little under 2 minutes remaining, and fortunately for the Raiders, they have that Zarya grab ready to go. I believe that says 80, 90. Oh no, that's ready to go. I was just being blocked off by Femi's player icon here. But the grab here is ready to go, and on the side of Insanity is just going to be the Nano. So the grab comes out, unable to be eaten. The Nano comes out onto Tuller to keep him alive. Tuller is jumping, getting chunked down so very low, and there's so much healing going into your Rhino to keep everybody up and healthy. Mercy 1 takes a lot of damage as well, but New York doesn't manage to take them as but swaps over though. Smurfatron though gets the swap, gets the kill onto that Hanzo, and it does look Insanity. It's going to have to back off yet again. We're hearing 1-5 territory here, Suka.
Yeah, and Raiders, they pulled a traditional King Drone move. We see it in Overwatch League all the time. It's the final fight, you got the instant respawn. It's almost like a 2CP second point there.
Yeah, fair enough. It does feel like a little bit like a 2CP, and we did mention that the Torp turret is going to be here to distract Smurfatron Sombra, and we see that Smurfatron is just going to play a little further back here, a little less aggressively, and now finally, after the Torp turret is destroyed, going to sneak over. Who's the hack target here? Okay, looks like it's going to be Tuller. Tuller unable to use the Shatter, getting chunked down solo, and the Shatter comes up from Connor, only finding 2, and the multi-core coming out in response, and Kitsune finding so much damage, he takes down Connor, but TP and Connor not performed. They get a lot of work in as well. Tuller with the Shatter, the Nano goes onto the Rhino, managed to brute force their way onto the point, and it might just work out. Kitsune finding a double kill. Tuller with the Nano boost, takes down Smurfatron as well with a Fire Strike. Mercy 1 Drake takes down Aspen. Connor continuing to swing. Oh, Connor now onto the ball now as Tuller continuing to swing away on point. Anybody touch yet? The Lucio on Enzo is there along with Rodham and Moira, but kills are coming out on the side of Raiders, and Raiders are now full stall territory, hoping to extend this OT into a full point hold.
I think if you're Raiders though, if you lose this point, it's almost a win. You've managed to put it all the way back down to overtime, which is absolutely fantastic from 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's honestly not a terrible scenario given how quickly they gave up .8 and Streets. That's a pretty good defense coming through Foundry and Insanity. I think some clutch plays coming out from Tuller and Trim Akio here to keep everybody up and healthy and swinging through. Nano your Reinhardt and just swing as hard as you can while leaving all your Ana darts into him as well. A classic brute force play, and that's exactly what was needed here in Foundry of King's Row sometimes.
Oh yeah, we're seeing as well, there's a massive clash in playstyles. You have Insanity who are coming off the clutch plays, you have Connor hitting some huge shatters, and then you got the Death Blossoms, the EMPs, the solo plays that are winning fights, and then you have Insanity on the other side, putting off plays like the Dragon Strike behind, speed boost into them, just a full brawl team coordination, and it seems in the end that the team brawl beat out the solo clutch plays.
That's what you love to see. Solo clutch plays are only going to carry you so far, but at this level, team play is going to be the name of the day. Solo clutch plays were the way forward in Overwatch, and the Chengdu Hunters would be world champions.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're seeing here though, we got the Sombra Torbjorn on the defense, and I'm expecting Raiders to very swiftly swap onto a Pharah. I think it's a classic tier 3 comp to run the Pharah Mercy. And I think if you're Insanity, you just want to kill time. You know you've capped all 3, and you just want to burn as much time as you can on every single point.
I think that's fair enough. Insanity are going to look to play slow here and just burn time off the clock. So it looks like the Ryan Zarya is going to... Oh, sorry. The Ryan Zarya is coming up from Raiders, but Insanity are opting to keep Mercy one trick on the D.Va, hoping to negate some of the damage coming out from the Zarya alt fires, but more importantly, I think that defensive matrix is going to be huge to deny Smurfertron ult charge.
We've seen New York already 70% to this EMP.
That's ridiculous.
Well over 40% above his counterpart.
Alright, it looks like Insanity are choosing to defend the hotel at all points. A little bit of an awkward position here, and New York is going to get caught out, dies, only 12% left to that EMP as well. And the Coalescence is committed, and it might just be a Raiders capture at the first time of asking here.
And that's an absolutely humongous boost both from the Raiders Lucio, a microplay, but that cleans up the fight. He boots 3 of the squishies into the corner, and the Ryan and the Zarya just absolutely spam into it.
I think the key there was New York here getting caught out in a really awkward position on the left side of the hotel here, and speaking of, Smurfertron goes down first again in this fight. Yeah, they were there trying to get some ult charge, and TP spotted that out and just called out to run after the Sombra, and it paid off in the end. But now we have EMPs online for New York and for Insanity here, so it'll be really interesting to see how this plays off, given the Ryan Zarya composition. It shouldn't be too hard to land a huge 5-man EMP, and we're coming in. No, we're not. Don't tease me like that, New York. And at that time, they're although buying Smurfertron the time to charge up their own EMP. Alright, so the EMP comes out, finding 3, but not Enzo. So Enzo is able to lay down the sound barrier just moments before the Earth Shatter connects as well, and TP goes in with the Death Blossom and is going to find 2 as Connorman cleans up the fight as well. Raiders are looking pretty healthy on this point.
And this is exactly what I was talking about. You see Insanity go for this team play. They tried to get the coordinate EMP fight, but Raiders think, you know what, I don't want to give this up. Enzo fantastically hides for the beat, keeps 5 of his team alive, and they lose to Sombra, but it doesn't matter. It's actually benefited them as they've now held the EMP, which they can use this fight.
Alright, so the Molder gets dumped in as does the EMP, but a huge counter shot coming out from Connor and walking directly over the lava to get kills. What an alpha move. Aspect takes down Kitsune as well as the Demon is hostile just to buy everybody a little bit of but takes down Rotom as well, an added bonus because nobody gets kills with Demon Bombs anymore. Raiders is going to make a little bit of progress, but I'll be very surprised if they do manage to cap this point. New York though almost goes down here, and instead they're going to rush out to touch, and do they make it work? Oh yes, they barely do manage to touch, as it looks like Raiders are going to be back out here.
Raiders going straight back in for this. They want to try press this advantage the best they can, but I don't think this is a wise move.
Yeah, especially given that Mercy one trick is now back inside their mech. It looks like Swervetron is now set up for a little bit of some hack plays here. A lovely beat coming up from the top of Maki. The sound barrier connecting just in time to counter the graph of Aspen over here. So it looks like a pretty even fight after some alter translated. But just to say that Kitson takes down Connor, a lovely EMP coming up from New York. I believe New York only found Connor's Reinhardt in that EMP, but that's all that you need with the EMP. Find the opening pick and push forward. Reinhardt on King's Row is as close to GOATs as you're going to get here in this 2-2-2 roll-lock era.
I think you're genuinely pleased here if you're Raiders. That ended up being a very smart push, and they got the EMP out, which is absolutely critical. Because now they get their own EMP fight, and they have no sound barriers to counter it. This should be a fight win for Raiders.
Yeah, I'm very surprised if Raiders don't translate this to point capture though, but Shredded has been doing this in the backline, nanoing Kitson, doing so much damage there, but not nearly as much as Connor on the Reinhardt, everybody's favorite German Crusader, swing away on the point, takes down Kitson. Swervetron wins the Sombra duel as well. No chance comes in. Raiders now have 3.5 minutes to capture Foundry on King's Row.
And that was almost rude from Raiders. They've managed to keep the EMP, they've built the graph, they only invested Coalescence and Shatter there. Two very expendable ults, and they're going to get back extremely quick.
TP does get taken down though, so that's the Death Boss I'm not going to be able to use early on in this fight, and Saturday immediately push forward to press that advantage. Ooh, a lovely purple Bionade coming out here from Trim Akio, and Raiders are forced to full reset there. A pick onto TP and a lovely splash of a nade from Trim Akio, buying them 10-15 seconds of time. Alright, EMP comes out, comboed with the grab. Tooler is stuck between a rock and a hard place right away. Not able to do much. The bomb comes out, finds Connor. I believe Kitsu's Death Blossom here just broke that shield, but Aspat answers back with a massive triple kill. Waiters are now nearing one fight territory here as Sandy is going to pull something very special out of their back pockets in order to continue this map.
I think Raiders, absolutely, they have to dry run this fight. I don't see them winning this against EMP Shatter.
Yeah, speaking of, the EMP Shatter is laid down. TP is the first one to go, and everybody else is just forced to back out. Raiders, with all due respect, just looking to lose this fight as soon as possible without taking too much damage, and Smurfertron is going to jump off the map as well for a full and brisky reset.
And that's a fantastic eco push as well for Raiders. You've managed to clutch out the previous fight with the Death Blossom. Great work from TP and Aspas just to clutch out the fight, and now you force out the EMP Shatter, and you have your own one coming up.
And what's the best play from Insanity here, Smuka? How are we going to see
I
this?
think it's the Nano Ryan, speed into them, force out the ults before they want to use the ults.
Well, let's see if that comes true as Tooler gets chunked down to half. Kitson, though, winning that fight against TP, and that's going to be tough because, like I said, because oh my goodness, with the ult advantage that Raiders now had in mind, they needed to go fast before Insanity was able to pick up any ult of their own. But that win of the duel from Kitsune against TP is going to be a huge difference here, as Insanity is just going to have that much more time to build up another bank of ultimates to hold here. We are nearing one fight territory here on King's Row with the Console Contenders League. The graph here is committed from Asma here, and the beat is there to meet. Oh, a huge EMP finally in the backline. Kitsune though commits the Death Blossom. Oh, that's a triple kill from the Death Blossom. A very brisky reset from Raiders as well. And the best thing I think they can say is that they lost that fight super quickly, so they have time for another one here.
I think that is the best thing you can say. It's a rough situation. Raiders have to get into this next fight incredibly early. They have to get this grab out before final fight, or they lose this map.
Yeah, the graph, the shatter, and the EMP are online for Insanity. Raiders are going to be playing extremely clutch here, just to say that TP takes down New York. 6 on 5 now. EMP not there for the taking, so Khan is going to be looking for an Earth Shatter of their career. Alright, a little purple, and the Shatter comes down by 2. That's not really wonderful, but Mercy answers with a wonderful grab of their own, finding the tank line as well as 2 damage players here as well. Mercy, New York, and gets a laying of the damage. The EMP is there as well, just to clean up. That's a little bit of BM there as well. That's an unnecessary EMP. Oh no, Brodem was such a solid, but that's just an old lady on cart getting batted around left, right, and center. And Insanity do manage to clutch this out, taking the series to 2-0, and on our way now to a match point here, Simka.
I'm very impressed with how Insanity played that final fight, especially with Atomic Maki. They realised that this could be a humongous shatter, and they pull out the Baptiste, and that immortality saves 3 people from that shatter. A small play that wins a fight and eventually wins the map. Again, you can see the damage this Torbjorn Reaper has laid in throughout this entire map. 33%. Ooh. Charles has disappeared briefly, so it's just me. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Femi, would you like to come in? Have your input on the map?
Yeah, that was a really good map, and like you said, the I honestly I just pay attention to who's popping off. But when so I was specking the shatter when the Baptiste turn came out, and I was like sat there like kind of like seeing it from my peripheral and going like, why isn't anyone dying? What's going on? And then when you said that, yeah, exactly. When you said the drone came out, I was like, oh yeah, that was huge. Literally like 3 people were shattered, and then like big grab and then big anti on like both the tanks. It was just really good stuff from everybody around that last fight, because I thought it was for sure in the bag for the attacking team, for Raiders.
Oh yeah, they had so much time. If they'd controlled the ult economy there, and if there wasn't so many clutch early picks, especially in the Reaper duel,
oh yeah,
I think Raiders could have had that. And as well, Connor played
for
such
sure.
a fantastic map. He hit so many big shatters. It was quite impressive.
Dude, at one point I was like specking Connor, and he blocked a shatter I didn't even know the enemy Ryan had, and I can see his ult charge. Like, I was just so impressed because he was like swinging and backing up, and he wasn't even like backing up with a shield. Like, he wasn't shield hopping. It was just like hard backing.
It was a really brief. It was a really brief shield hop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like before that he wasn't shield hopping, and then after that he didn't shield hop. So it was like a very intentional. Like, hold on, let me pull out my fucking like 5,000 IQ real quick.
Yeah, it was like the console version of the 1 pixel shatter block.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
1 pixel shatter, crazy. No, I agree. I think Connor landed some shatters that they really had no right to land there. I think what comes to mind is that last fight on King's Road there on the attack. Raiders really unfortunate not to be able to clutch that out, as Connor just found a gap there and managed to shatter, take Tooler down, but Mercy One Trick was there to reply with a lovely graph that I believe caught 4, and at that point Raiders just got wiped, which is real difficult. But great work coming up from both teams. A really close King's Road here, as we look forward to switch over to the next map here. I don't believe we have a map. Do you have a map pick yet here, Femi?
Not that I've seen, no. I haven't seen anybody say a map.
Nah, there hasn't been a map pick. There's just an awful lot of BM in match chat, I shall say. And I think this game is very quickly developing into main tank versus DPS. You have Connor trying to lead the charge for Raiders, and you have Kitsune leading the charge on Reaper.
Okay, Temple has been picked.
For Insanity.
Temple has been picked by... Nope. No, Temple has not been picked.
Oh, is New York Excelsior not the...
Insanity. You replaced
Okay, my bad. Okay. Maybe he was just talking about his temple,
I very much hope that they do not pick Anubis. That is going to be disastrous for Raiders. I don't see them pushing through that choke if they pick Anubis.
Brother Boom says France. Who's the captain for the Raiders?
I believe it's Rosen.
Alright. I'm just gonna add the whole fucking team. They don't pick them up soon.
Coming out.
Guys, can we go guns? This is my plan game.
Alright, we have Hanamura being picked by Raiders over here.
Yeah, now we just have to wait for this person to finish the loot. A traditional console stream. You can't have a console stream without someone going to the toilet mid-match. Or mid-stream. And Insanity were on the offense of the first map, so that means that they'll be on the defense of this map first.
Just like that, we good? Other than changing names and specs and stuff.
I'm not sure how custom goes, but yeah, Raiders have to be on the offense.
Oh, yeah, they are. Charles, I have to give you the honor again because you're the only one who can change names.
Yep.
And then if you give it back to me, I'll change specs and do everything else.
Mercy, One Trick, thank you for the. Yep.
There we are, all cleared up. I apologise as well, about 5 people from my friends list have joined this group so far. It's been a bit disastrous.
We had one for mine. Zeddy joined.
Did we?
Yeah, the Zephyria guy.
Tammy, I'm giving you leader back.
Okay, thank you.
Raiders are ready.
Did you do specs or do I need to do
Insanity
specs?
Yep.
Charles?
He hasn't done specs.
Okay.
Just gonna flip him around.
Yeah. Make sure I got them correct, but I think I do. In 1 second. Okay, are they correct? Okay, we have a ready from AKC ACK Insanity. And we have ready from both teams. We're going in.
Traveling to
Suncup, can we do something about the coffee pastas in chat?
What's going on in chat?
Initiating match.
Ah, they're bringing in tier 2 drama.
Alright, so Hanamura here, one of my favorite maps, as I think that the leads us up to a lot of interesting compositions. We see a lot of dive here, a lot of brute force Ryan Zarya here, which it looks like we're going to get. Sigma Ryan here, of course, viable as well. And I really enjoy the map geography, whereas there's this low ground in the middle, raised high ground all around it, and point B is very similar, except for that low ground is also the control point. And it's just about how you use that high ground and how you fight that, because in lower, in gold plat games, where a scrub like yours truly dwells, the high ground on point A is oftentimes ignored, but I think that could easily be one of the best and most defensible parts of the map.
Yeah. I think if you're Raiders, you want to push through this far right. You want to try and get through the choke point, push through that right doorway, and then take the top right. That's the smartest way to get through.
Alright, so Lovely Purple comes out onto Connor. Connor gets chipped down extremely really good, forced a hard shield, and just slow down a little bit here. Smurfatron though going on a bit of a flank of themselves. He's going to hack out Mercy Sigma here, I believe. Just waiting for the go button. Nope, choosing not to, just going to take their time on the Sombra as Raiders choose to wrap all the way around the map here, attacking from Habibi Egg Attack. Alright, Connor with a massive fire strike straight into the phase of Kitsun, and Kitsun's going to go down the first casualty of this point as the Coalescent comes out as well. Raiders, an extremely clinical fight here, as Rotom is able to charge up that Coalescence really quickly, and Raiders doing that and enabling that by just playing slow, wrapping around the backside, and once they got there, Rotom was ready to go with the Coalescence.
And that was absolutely fantastic from Raiders. They pulled this off swell on King's Road first when Rotom was firing these coalescences like it's a cooldown. It just allows that hard engage from the right. He doesn't have to fear about damage as much as he would have to.
Alright, so Bob in a really awkward position here as Insanity looks to press their advantage here. Bob is using the force to back out, but TP is taken out as well, so most is going to be a retake up from the Raiders because in order to capture point B of any 2 CP map, you essentially have to win 2, maybe even 3 fights in a row, and you're not going to do that if you're down without TP for now. That being said though, 4 ultimates and counting online for the Raiders here.
I think Raiders here, they have to eco push a couple of times. They have to get this Molten Core out, get this Flux out.
Oh, just as you say that, the core and the Flux is committed, but the answer with the sound barrier from Enzo. That's not as eco of an eco push as you'd hoped here.
It's not, but they did get the Flux, the Shatter, the Nano, and the Valk out, and the they used every single ult out of Act Insanity there. I would call that actually an advantage to Raiders. I think the Nano and the Shatter was overzealous. Absolutely.
That's fair enough. I think, especially now that you look at whatever Insanity have to work with here, none of them really require a Lucio sound barrier to counter. The Bobby is tossed in, and Tooler is going to win on that fight against Connor, but Tooler is going to go down himself as well. TV doing great. We're finding a double kill. We see that Reaper getting so much work done. Ideally, in a perfect world, Mercy one-trick Sigma does a lot to counter the Reaper, but TP is choosing the battles wisely and fighting far away from that Sigma, and that's a lot of. I mean, other than the Sigma, the only other person that's going to be doing a lot of damage is probably New York. TP, but TP is also finding the right angles in which to fight here, and Raiders somehow don't manage to capture this though, as Insanity doing a great job of pulling them off, but in my humble opinion, I think TP is going to be the answer, so the key to all of this.
I can agree with you there. I think that was poor decision making from Raiders. They lost their main tank early, and granted they traded it, but this is a point where you can't afford to not have your main tank with you for the push. And
yeah, trading is not the name of the game here on the 2 CP map.
You have to get that first bit clean if you want to get that advantage.
Speaking of clean though, Smiffletron now with the EMP ready to go, the Molten Core is committed, and Connor just stuck in a really awkward position here, but no worries, I believe Rotom is there with him, trying to keep them nice and topped up. New York is going to find a lovely kill onto Enzo as well, and now another Bob online. The past 2 Bobs that you've seen be sent here onto this left side corridor. Wondering if we're going to see that replicated again. And no hero stops coming out from either side here.
See, Insanity have this beautiful ult economy going on right now. Tulu's going to be an aneurysm with a shield.
Ooh, the EMP does find 3 though. There's no defense on ultimate online to keep everybody alive as Tuller, who gets really straight to but the Shatter is still online. TP there takes down Kitsa, so the Reaper continue to get so much work. And Connor is so low! Literally 1 health. Someone help here. Reinhardt, and New York finishes them off. TP eventually teleports onto the high run to get rid of that pesky Ash, but that's too little too late. Insanity here with 2 minutes remaining to hold on to this point.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's beautiful for ACK Insanity right now. They get the Bob, they chuck the Bob in, the Torbjorn farms his ult up, the Torbjorn throws his ult, then the Ash has a Bob again. Raiders need to do something to break the cycle, and this is the fight they have to win. They have the ult economy advantage. Granted, Insanity have Nano and Valk, but Valk is not as impactful as that Coalescence in my opinion.
Yeah, the Valkyrie is probably the weakest out of all the support ults we have in the game. That's not really the point of a Mercy. A lovely wall here coming up from Smiffletron, just covering the Raiders' attack on this top right angle. Yet again, no bomb within the Excels here. And the Shatter comes out, not unable to the grab comes out as well, finds 3. And let's triple come up from Connor and Aspen. Really good work here from the tank line to carry this team forward. After that torture spasm short work, everybody pushes on to point, but Enzo gets taken off. New York doing a great job here, but eventually does end up trading. But Rotom goes down as well, so we have no support on point for Raiders because Enzo still is 10 seconds from returning for now. So they give up 1 tick, but it looks like Insanity are going to be able to hold on to this, and that's just up to New York taking down both supports here. If it wasn't for them, I think that's going to be a complete point takeover by this point here. But Smurfatron is still there, so close to that Blizzard, 10% away as New York getting it out as well. A lovely Sampler connecting onto everybody here coming up from Enzo, but Enzo getting chunked down so dangerously already. Smurfatron goes down to the bomb from New York, but the Blizzard does connect to not find anybody. It looks like it's full stall territory here from Raiders. They're choosing not to regroup, so they're choosing to try to clutch this out. The pin comes out, barely missing Tula here. Tula still has so much help. Gets solo grabbed, but the flux is there from Mercy. One Drake lifts everybody up onto the air. Kitsune finding Connor as well. Oh, and they could just make this work. Kitsune finding a double kill. Insanity here, unable to touch, and Raiders by some miracle do manage able to flip this point. The longer a fight goes, usually the better it is for the defensive team, but Raiders somehow managed to make it work for them.
It is, and there's so many micro plays in that fight. I could do a podcast on it. But the Zarya as well, it looked like Raiders were going to lose the fight after both reports go down to NYXL. But the Zarya goes into the back, kills 3, stays in the back the entire fight, and just pulls it out the bag. It's very impressive. And as well, the Nano on the Rhine, in the very first grab as Raiders pushed through, the Nano got cancelled onto the Rhine, which meant that everyone in that died.
So now moving on to this attack here on the side of Insanity, all of a sudden what was and still is potentially the championship map is now looking a little bit shaky sometimes.
It is, and I think if you're Insanity, you're slightly shook up here. You thought you had that fight in the bag, you've taken out both the supports, you think, I can just slow play this fight. Kits even gets 3 kills overall on the Widow, coming out with that swap. But you're worried now because Raiders are putting up the clutches like this again, and it's a seed of doubt. Or what if they do it?
Yeah, you're hoping for some strong leadership figures in the dressing room right now just to keep everybody's heads together, keep everybody focused. And we see on the defensive end, Raiders keeping Smurfatron on the May here.
Yeah, choke control obviously so important in this point. You see Insanity going out with the Sin TP. This could be very hard to pull off with the Junkrat May. It's already been spotted out, so we'll see how it goes.
Alright, so Mercy forced to use some cooldown nice and early. The TP does connect and the team does make it safely there. A sleeper comes out onto Mercy and then Newer gets taken down nice and early. Then Inwoodfield coming out just a little bit too late to keep everybody alive. But they come into the fight anyways. Oh my god, Tula Gray extremely deep, pinning Connor up against the wall, but the healing is there, the peel is there. TV though does get taken down and Tula eventually does trade their life for that over aggression. A counterping comes from Team Atomic as well, and Raiders looking very comfortable on point A for now. Do you stick with the sim here, Simco?
No, you see, I think there's going to be an immediate swap. Yep, there we go, there's the Farah. We'll see Mackie probably moving over to the Mercy, NYXL potentially onto a hit scan.
Alright, a pretty good punch coming out, finds both, finds both tanks here in New York Excelsior. Wow, has that beam on full charge. Someone pocket that sim because that's going to be your carry. Cute little wall coming out from Smurfatron, but that's too little too late. Tula with the lovely fire strike to finish them off as they stayed on the sim. Yeah, they stayed on the sim, but I don't think they've really used the teleporter there. They just used Mercy's flux here to brute force onto the point there.
I don't think the sim had the impact they were looking for, but the flux pulls up 3 and the Farah just picks them off in the air. It's aim training at that point for the Farah. Kit's quite well known for his Farah, he's played it a lot in recent games.
Alright, so the sim tele connects yet again, and so oh wow, Insanity are in a really interesting position here, but it does look like this is a lost fight. Connor left alone without too much help. Sorry, Tula left alone without too much help here as Connor swings a low hit forward as well. Super aggressive, looking pretty low, but no worries. That's just more ult charge towards Rodham and Enzo later on this map.
I'm feeling a bit of deja vu here. Raiders looking like they're going to win the fight. A little cheeky teabag there at the end. Maybe the tilt Mercy one trick. But all the ults coming back online for Insanity already. This is going to be an ult bomb fight for sure.
Yeah, an ult bomb with 4 minutes to go. So if your current ult bomb doesn't work, you can ult bomb again later on. But like you said, Raiders are also with a whole bank in charge as well. About to see a triangle party come out. Just as soon as the grab comes out, Atomic Monkey gets taken nice and early, and a really aggressive shatter. Oh, a lovely sleep to cancel Kitsun's barrage here. Anybody's fighting, the point is cracked wide open. Insanity are forced to back out eventually. A really aggressive fight here in the courtyard, and they're lucky a backhand didn't happen.
I absolutely no, I can't fault Raiders for that fight. They realised how many ults that ACK Insanity had, and they took the initiative with the grab fight. That's perfect, and they got the barrage out of it. They couldn't have asked for a better fight there.
That being said, it's still 5 ultimates online here for Insanity to look to push on. Raiders though, Enzo's sound barrier is going to be massive. Oh my goodness, they find 4 in the flux, but TP answers with a headshot onto Mercy. A lovely Bionade coming out as well onto Tooler, and that's a ult party disrupted, interrupted, and destroyed from Insanity. A lovely defensive display coming out from Raiders.
And they keep trading these ults. You see the Blizzard was used and the Beat was used to counter. But with the Sigma ult invested and the Symbol, it kind of evens it out. Granted, your Beat is going to come up a lot slower than a DPS ult. But if you're Raiders, you're killing so much time with the clock already.
Yeah, if I'm on the Raiders, I'm even happy with this fight than I was with the last one, because now they looked ripe for the taking there, but 2 ults traded for 4, maybe 5 ults, I believe. That's going to be absolutely massive. TP there with the bomb online, unable to use it, but for Kitsa double taps them with 2 direct hits on the rocket. We see Smurfetron staying on the side now, looking to pressure that Ana out. The barrage is committed on the side of Kitsu, finding Connor and Enzo as well. Let's double to open up this fight as Sandy looking really healthy here on point. The shatter comes out. Ooh, the stair shatter doesn't find anybody. The bomb doesn't manage to make their way on the point though. Kitsu in a bit of a pickle here. And oh, that's the capture coming through. They don't manage to touch. I'm not sure about the bomb placement there, because Bob just ended up on the balcony and just ended up kind of just hanging out there.
I think Bob actually got body blocked.
That's big brain. If that's truly a Bob body block and not a fluff there, that's a very, very lovely boot. So now Insanity here are going to have Raiders are going to have a minute to try to make the most they can. And after a really, really good push on point A and point B, Insanity all of a sudden see their championship hopes alive again, and hoping to clutch this out in a 3-0 series at the end of Hanamura here in the console contenders.
This is pretty standard Insanity play that I'm witnessing here. You got the nano onto kits on the Pharah. We've seen this last week in Japan Sanctuary. I actually remember watching it. They did nano barrage, I think, 3 times on that top right choke.
Hey, if it ain't broke, Sumka, we ain't gonna fix it.
Exactly. Why not play one of the most busted heroes on console?
So it looks like both Smurfertron and New York here are going to choose to go onto the Sombra. That's a lot of pressure onto Smurfertron to build that EMP in 60 seconds.
It is, and he has to try to keep the Pharah in check as well. There's massive issues coming in here for Raiders. I think they're going to need an early swap after they swap this Pharah.
Alright, really aggressive TP coming out from TP over here, dropping directly onto Tula, looking for some early shield break here. And no stops coming out here. Smurfertron 10% onto that EMP, coming to D-Run to 6. Neither of the Sombras making too much of a dent in that progress for now, and Kitsu finding an early pick onto Enzo. This could be a dream scenario for Insanity. As Kitsu finds a double kill, there is absolutely no hits against the counter. That Smurfertron only 20% towards that EMP. 20 seconds left to go. I don't know if Raiders are going to fight again here, Suka.
This really doesn't look good for Raiders. They're going to have to get a slight touch at the end. Granted, they got the Mercy, which is a huge kill, but they're slowly getting staggered out.
Oh, and TP's going to get staggered as well. That's definitely going to be stall a clock. We don't see any ball coming out either. Atomic coming over to the loser to make the touch in time. Smurfertron over here sneaking the right onto the point. Are they going to be able to touch? Yep, just in time. 34% award that EMP, but that's a team wipe coming out, and it looks like Insanity are going to do a full hold here on Hanamura. One tick here between them and a spot in the championship game here next week.
Yeah, that came down to compositions without a doubt. Raiders very unlucky coming out with their... I say unlucky, Raiders come out with their brawl, but I feel like Insanity have planned for this. They know what Raiders are going to run, they've seen this brawl before on this map. as they kind of got smoked by it on first point, and they
Kitsune on the far can't be a surprise at this point, Simka.
it can't be worse. If Raiders have done any sort of homework on this game, they would know that this Pharah is coming.
So, one tick left in the semifinal, potentially. If Insanity managed to cap 33% of this point in the 3 minutes and 26 seconds that they have, they will be marching on to the Console Contenders Division 3 Championship game next week. And it looks like they might be
Do they not win if they get a draw?
They don't go for it to get a draw, no, it's first to 3, not best of.
Okay, gotcha.
I know some leagues that are like that, though, so good question for me.
No, not the Kitsune Genji. Oh no.
Tell me about the Kitsune Genji, Simka.
Do you remember AKM?
Oh no! Oh no! There's no way! Yeah, okay, so the Kitsune's gonna go back to the no best, and that's zipping around in the air, raining down damage, and Atomic is hopefully going to beat into servers. That's a great little pocket over here, and I wonder what the win condition here is. Because, are you playing for Ultimates, or are you playing for Kitsune to go for a big duplicate? You're not playing for a Nano.
I think you're playing for peak potential here. I think you've got the Widow, you're hoping to get that headshot, or just cleaves him out. The Discord does such incredible damage.
Yeah, the Discord is going to be absolutely massive here. I couldn't agree more. I think that's going, especially with the Monkey, the Discord is going to be the win condition here. Kitsune gets taken out nice and early though, so TP buying Raiders an early advantage here. Is the res available? I don't think they're going to. Oh, I lied. They are going to risk it, but TP gets the kill onto Kitsune, and then the coach gun denial onto the res as well, onto Atomic Mach. That's kind of exactly what you want here if you're defending on the side of the Raiders.
This is perfect for Raiders. They've got this long, drawn-out fight, which is exactly what they want to have with this sort of time bank.
Oh, and Trimakio and Tool are getting kills in as well. Swervetron doing their best to keep everybody alive. Nano boosted as well. Two Junkers on point here as Kitsune engages the duplicate here. The Echo is going to be so valuable in this fight as the point marker starts to tip over, as it looks like it's going to be all lost here for the Raiders as Insanity begins to clear up. Connor switching over onto the ball. They might be able to pull it back. New York is forced off the point here as Kitsune takes down Aspud. Just a manage of, oh wow, okay, just a matter of respawn timers here, and Tooler switches over, Tooler uses the Primal Rage just to get up point soon enough. Okay, a tire coming out basically from spawn from Swervetron. Is it going to find enemies? It's taking an awful long time to get to point, and it doesn't. Shrimakio and Kitsune find a kill piece as well, and now the Transcendence is on point. Still nobody able to take down Connor, spinning around on the Velvo, and that stall could be exactly what the doctor ordered for the Raiders. A sleeping ball, as well as Mercy is in the back line asleep in the back. Oh, but now they're back again. A lovely grab coming out as New York takes down Swervetron. That's a lot of damage you're going to see. But, oh my goodness, Insanity have no supports on cart.
Oh no, no Mercy watching, no!
Oh, Connor! That's ridiculous! That's exactly what you need from the ball player. Oh my goodness, Trimakio and Atomic get out of that fight nice and early, and Connor just carrying the team on their back with a lovely spin to win move here. Less than a minute remaining here on the clock for Insanity. I don't believe it. They might just clutch this out.
I can't tell you how good that fight was to Raiders. They've just killed a 3-minute long fight. Every single volt invested from Insanity. That is very impressive.
That's absolutely phenomenal work here, and Tooler is going to have a lot to deal with here as, the Mines are going to be rained all after they do manage to jump out of that damage, but they now have no shield. And up against Swervetron, switching over to the Doomfist, could be in for a world of pain. We're nearing OT now. A lovely little hook coming out from Mercy as Connor is going to get taken down to the stall potential, was going to be lost there until the ball is able to return. Kitsune takes on TP though, Aspid goes down as well. Are they going to make it work? I don't know, but Swervetron has other ideas, finding a double kill on the Doomfist. That's absolutely massive, and Connor is now on their way back on the ball as well. And so gets the Raiders onto Aspid. That can be absolutely massive. That Zarya, those Zarya bubbles are going to give everybody so much staying power. And Connor is going in towards Trimakio, looking for the assassination, and the Ana goes down, and the Nano just managed to get out and connect onto the Roadhog of Mercy, but this is going to be very, very tricky. The grab here finds two Kitsune finding Smurgatron here, a lot of pick potential gone now that you don't have the Doomfist anymore, and Connor is doing what Connor does best, spinning to winning, and they managed to make it work. I don't believe it! The Raiders have drawn out the points and keeping the series and their championship hopes alive. What a fight, what a ball player. Shout out to Smurgatron as well for an amazing display on the Doomfist.
I am quite shook by that defense. How Raiders have managed to pull both of those fights back, I have no idea. I mean, Sanity get the first pick, Kit scores 4 that fight. And then Connor Connor even died at the start, man. He got hacked, he got killed by the Hog. I thought it was over when they didn't have their ball.
Liam is right that this series is still totally winnable for the Raiders. Smuka, please remind me if it's a draw.
If it is a draw, then the previous team to win a map gets to pick the next map. So that means that Insanity gets to pick the map.
Yeah, Insanity just lets us know that Junkertown will be the next pick. So everybody clean out those rifles. It is going to be Sniper Central here.
I think now, Junkertown, you're scared if you're Raiders. Kit's, obviously, the Kit scam, pretty nasty on the Widow and on the Ashe and the Tracer. It's not a sniper you want to come up against, especially not in this tier. I don't even want to come up against him in my own tier.
Junkertown is an odd one as well. It is super open. There's a lot of flat space, but there isn't a lot of high ground, so at first glance it looks like a pretty die-friendly map when it really isn't.
Yeah, no, we see a lot of static comps come out here. We see the double shield sometimes, we see the Ryan Zarya occasionally. Diva's quite a common pick as well. The DM onto the snipers just gives their sniper more of an advantage. But I'm expecting to see either Ashe Mercy or Widow Mercy. Probably a Widow Mercy from the Kits, and then Ashe Mercy with TP and I'm not actually sure. I believe it's Enzo on the Mercy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Enzo was on the Mercy.
But I think Raiders have a massive ego boost right now. They've just held that for 4 minutes. They're gonna be puffing out their asses, but they're gonna be happy. And we could see a potential momentum shift here if they take this map.
Do I, swap teams, move everything? Smeka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Spectate red only.
Change names.
Spectate red only. Yeah, give me a second. Spectate red only. And then, fuck, who's on blue team? Who's on... Which of the Spectres, ACK and Saturn? Is it Bamboo? I think it's Bamboo.
Rodem is Raiders.
Bamboo's Raiders, and every other single one of them.
Say again, Smaka?
Mercy is Insanity. Mercy's team is Insanity.
No, the spec is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, Bamboo is blue, and then everyone else is red.
Sick. That's what I thought. And then let me make you, owner, Charles.
Oh, can't wait to type.
Alright, I'm muting.
Well, Femi, before you mute, tell us, what were your thoughts on that crazy Hanamura fight?
Okay, Smaka. How distinctly honest should I be?
Be as honest as you want to.
Okay, so I'm not saying I can play DPS, right? However, New York on the Widow weren't it. Got literally hit one body shot for the entire time on Widow.
No.
Wasn't a kill. Wasn't a kill.
AKM Widow.
Yeah, literally. But I'm gonna ready it up real quick. But who was the TP Batty Colo? Really good Reaper. Also didn't hit a shot or a dynamite whilst on Ashe. Uncontested. Like there was no one even looking at the Ashe. They were just on that one high ground perch on second, on attack, and I've been on that high ground on second on Ashe in gold, you know, but good lord, is it just so easy to rain down damage? You know what I mean? Like when no one's contesting you, you can take all the time in the world to just hit a shot, you know? And they just didn't. So it was a lot of y'all were like, get out the rifles. It's time for a Widow battle, and I'm getting out the NyQuil if that's happening because it's gonna be Resident Sleeper. But I'm gonna hand it over to y'all. Have fun.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, it is right. So it looks like we do have the Ryan Zarya coming out to play here on the side of the Raiders, as we're being teased with a dive from Insanity. I say dive, I really mean a monkey brawl. But like you said, the Kiddo Maker is coming out.
The Kiddo Maker. Not the Kit Scan. The Kiddo
Kit Scan Kiddo Maker, dog.
And this is bizarre from Raiders. With a comp like this, I expected them to be holding the spawn door. They have no long-range hit scan, and they're going up against double sniper. This is almost a disastrous positioning.
Yeah. Yeah, so we see Kitson in the back line looking for opportunities to find those headshots, find those opening picks. We see, the Sombra of Smurfatron there, though, looking to disrupt Kitson's flow here. As both teams just jostle for high ground, jostle for position here. We're not seeing any aggressive dives coming in, and just as I say that, oh my goodness, a lovely hack onto Mercy one trick as they mid-dive gets those boosters cancelled. That's going to hurt.
It was incredibly sad to watch.
Oh, New York and Kidston, though, finding kills, the double hit scan, making it work. Yeah, so despite a really early pick onto the tank, onto Mercy over here, the hit scan of Kitsune and New York are going to be able to power their team forward, and now we're down within one fight territory for a point. Oh, Kitsune with a lovely flick onto Smurfatron! Pack your, oh my goodness, sort your laundry because the Kidman has arrived. Kitsune now without the Sombra to harass them in the backline is now able to rain down damage and rain down hit shots as they please. But just as I say that, TV takes down New York though, but Apple is going to be out of the fight as well. Someone touch the cart, please. We see Kitson there going for a jump shot, unable to land it, and Atomic Maki is going to get the res onto New York as well, and that's going to be massive coming up for this next fight. The double hit scan is just getting so much work done here, Sumka.
It is, and this is the compositions again coming in. It looks like Raiders are winning fights, but they're just losing slow, drawn-out fights.
Yeah, the tank line of Insanity might be being slapped up here, but like Kitsune and New York here are not to be denied. But just as I say that, the EMP comes out, finds 3, no deaths coming out though, and the the Nano Boost connects as well. A really optimistic Death Blossom coming up from TP deep into the back line. Doesn't find anybody. Kitsune is unstoppable. Oh my goodness. I wish I saved the Kitman joke for the triple kill. My goodness.
Welcome to Junkertown.
And it just looks like Aspen is going to the back line, trying to hide from this damage, trying to grab a Mega. Does eventually get healed up, but just a solo ball in the back line probably isn't going to be able to be too much of a threat for the time being.
I think if you're Raiders, one positive you can take is you drained 2 minutes off the clock there.
Yeah, fair enough, and as we move indoors, it's less of a sniper-friendly map here. The bomb goes at the end of the back line. Does it find anybody? No, it doesn't, because the sound barrier is there as well. TP and Smurfatron finding a kill a piece as well, so Insanity are going to be forced to back up here unless they take a really aggressive and optimistic fight here, which they do not. TP finds another kill onto Kitsune as well. It's going to be tough for these snipers to find too much value here as we move into this indoor portion of the map.
And I love this aggression here from Raiders. They're shutting down the angles. You see that Kit's instantly swapping over to He doesn't want anything to do with that angle on Widow. But they have the Ryan Reaper just holding this door.
And the McCree picker could spell the end of Aspa time on the ball as well. Yep, a quick flashbang comes out, somehow doesn't manage to connect to the Aspa. That looked really odd there, but Yeah, Aspen will be happy to see that. Gets caught on the stairs on the swing in, gets moved into the team. Oh, a huge set of mines coming out. The defending kills not quite as Mercy is stuck in the crunch on position here. Kitson takes out TP. Bomb comes out, not finding anybody. That's a Narnia pin coming out from Connor as Kitsun finds a double kill here in the backline.
But again, we're seeing it. That's another minute and 20 seconds off of Insanity's clock. And they're getting closer and closer to these indoor parts of the map, which you don't want.
But you can burn a minute and burn 20 seconds here and there as long as you want, but at the end of the day, I think the Insanity will argue, well, I'm making it to the end of the point, and that's really all that matters. So, the Nano comes up onto the Monkey, but it's all for naught, because Connor has the Shatter with the Nano as well. Kids will find Asbud, and the High Noon is now put up. Does find anybody? Not quite yet, as, oh my goodness, we see Smurfatron running into the line of fire just for a little bit here, but doesn't manage to find any kills. Connor does eventually end up going down, though, as the Ghost and Insanity are going to capture point B as well. Kitsune is unstoppable on the hit scan.
This really is an interesting map. You got the tank difference. To be quite frank, Tula is getting absolutely slapped up by Connor. There's no really two ways about it. But Kits is just saying, "I'm not giving up this map. I want to win this easy," and he's showing it.
And I think that's part of why Tula is not doing so well in this matchup. Tula's spending a lot of time peeling for the hit scans and making sure everybody stays up. Tula knows that Tula is not the key to this composition. They know that Kitsu's part of the game. So Tula, as much of a meme as that is, Tula's just creating space.
Tula mad because Tula bad.
Oh no, that's rough. Kitsune is out here finding another double kill. This is ridiculous. Another hit scan is found as well. Enzo! Oh no! That's the beat denied. That's the most valuable High Noon you could have possibly hoped for on the side of Insanity here, Sinka.
I hope to see a swap from Enzo here. That was not the play whatsoever. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. The beat. Oh no.
Oh yeah. TP. That's gonna be a rough one. The bomb is thrown in as well, but Smurfatron does take down New York, though could be exactly openly needed. No, it's not. New York has a bomb, and Mercy is doing the double on the bomb. Connor is going to be deleted by Tula as well. I don't even know if they're able to touch and stall here. The Reapers are going to try their best. TP is there, as is the ball, but Tula, oh my goodness, those are some angry monkey mechanics rivaled only by Gushra in the Overwatch. So that's amazing work here. TP is there with, once again, a very, very aggressive Death Blossom here, and it's all going to go straight into the Matrix. Kitsune once again finding Enzo with the Deadeye. He just really does like Lucio's. New York with a kill onto Connor as well, onto the Widowmaker. As the bomb comes out, another second bomb of this fight. New York finding a double kill on the Widowmaker with a minute and 11 seconds remaining. Insanity captures the point. Raiders have an uphill battle to fight if they wish to stay in this series here.
Absolutely, and it seems like Tula channeled his anger from being bad and just absolutely slapped up those people on the payload. He made so much space for Kitster in that final fight, and New York coming in on the Widow. Femi had a little go at him for his Hanamura performance on Widow, but he pulled it out the bag there in the final fight. I think if you're Raiders here, you can't stick with this brawl. It killed a lot of time, but it didn't win the map at the end of the day. They're still getting run over by these hit scans.
The brawl was tough, and just like you said, it was, you know, Tula and Mercy just going to create space and create chaos.
This is more the comp that I want to see.
Oh my goodness, chat, it might just end up being a pirate ship. The Orisa's being busted out as well. We haven't seen much of that this season after the Orisa has been nerfed into the ground.
I'd love to see this. I think you two are down in the series. They've just capped all three on Junktown, which is hard enough. But with a minute left as well, you gotta pull something out the bag. I love this.
It's now or never for the pirate ship, and given what Insanity have in store here, could be in for a world of pain.
Kits is gonna have to play like an absolute pansy here, though. The Bastion's gonna. Echo is quite a large hitbox, and the Bastion is gonna absolutely shred.
Kitson doing their best with those sticky bombs, but with the double bear. Oh my goodness! A great little splash of a Bionator coming from Trimaku, and it's going to work! I don't believe it! Trimaku has turned this entire fight around with the cooldown, Suka! What a play!
It really was. Enzo had a great immortality, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter because it didn't outlast the Bionade. And Trim now 60% to his ult.
What an incredible, and the way that dive was coordinated, you know Trimakio called that down. You know they called out the Bionade. And that was a 3-2-1 throw kind of call out there. The teamwork there and the position of that dive was absolutely impeccable. And Kitson's feeling themselves, dude. Pulling out the blade, doesn't get any kills, swinging, dicing, and hacking away, not finding anybody though. Kitsune is going to be forced out and forced backwards.
And this Zen swap, this could spell the end for Kitsune if he goes hyper aggressive and gets discorded.
Yep, there it is. TP gets traded out as well though, but of course that Raiders going to have a massive spawn advantage here, and even if instead they choose to walk off the map now, Simka, that's still already an excellent display on point A. The amount of time they're able to shave off of there.
It really is. They still have potentially 2 fights left in this point, even if Raiders even manage to break through.
If you're just joining us, chat, Insanity versus Raiders here in the console contender semifinals. Insanity up 2-0-1 here. A win here will mean that they will take their spot in the championship game next week, and so far so good here, Simka.
It really is, but that EMP could turn the fight here. Fantastic volley from the Zen.
That's a lovely volley of orbs coming out straight into between the eyes of New York here as the Diva Bomb is thrown out into the backline. Doesn't anybody, not quite, but it buys Atomic enough time to res New York. Enza goes down as well to a dive of the Tooler. The monkey onto the Zen is a dive as old as time. New York choosing to stop trying to shoot Atomic, or sorry, trying to stop choosing the Mercy, and now switching over. Oh my goodness! Okay, New York gets taken down by TP with a great blade in the back, but the other Atomic as well, so you're there without the res, and that's finally going to be some card progress being made by the Raiders.
It is, but Mercy one trick got out of his mech. That is awful for Raiders, because that's giving Trim his nano. You're going to see a nano monkey engage, that's going to force the Transcendence here. I guess could be a good thing.
Real dangerous.
It really is.
Oh, and the hook goes onto the Diva though, so Mercy there, unable to defensive to use the Matrix onto this whole hog. Do we still see the engage coming out here with the Nano? I don't think so. At this point, you just call it a day, right? You just have an eco hold. Oh no, there it is. So the Nano is committed out onto Tula. Tula don't even check out to happen. But now the Primal Rage is committed. Swing way in the back, batting everybody off the point and looking to delete and cancel. Oh, okay. So the bongos aren't deleted here as the damage boost is still going to be coming up from that Arisa ultimate here. Anybody's game here. New York Excelsior here, coming back with sights as well as Kitson takes down Connor, showing so much proficiency on so many heroes, finding a double kill on the Tracer. That's exactly what the Doctor ordered for Insanity here. And now it's final fight territory. If Raiders do not catch this out and manage to clutch this and make this work, they are out of the series and done for the season here, Simka. Potentially the last fight of the season.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh my goodness, and a great headshot coming out onto Enzo. This is full stall territory from Raiders, even if they're able to touch. I don't think anybody comes close except for Smurfatron Somber over here, and they are not. Oh, they're barely able to touch, but Kanda gets taken down, chunked down by a lovely pulse from over here. TP gets taken down as well. Can anybody else? Let's know they cannot. Insanity take home the map and take home the championship game spot here in the Console Contenders League. And Insanity take down the Raiders 3-0-1.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate for Raiders. They put on a really strong display coming into the end. Obviously, map 1 happened. We ignore map 1. Maybe if they hadn't had the DC, things could have been different here. But I don't think Kitson can be stopped at the end of the day.
Kitson just has such a textbook display on how to play hit scam here, especially on Junkertown. And like you said, the first map, Oasis, is extremely unfortunate, and our hearts go out to Raiders that they had to deal with that. And Sorry for Real Mist, who looked a real key player in the lead up to this game, unable to take part. But you know this is esports and this happens at times. Hanamura was extremely close, but I do have to say, other than that, Insanity looked extremely comfortable and even at times dominant here in this series.
I can agree. This Insanity team has been insane all season, to be fair. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they also won the previous season in Blackwatch Tower. And this squad it just has such depth to it. There's flexibility on every single role, and it just leads to dominance.
Okay, boys. Do we decide? Do y'all decide MVP now, or do I end stream and then we decide, and then y'all decide?
We can decide this on stream.
Okay.
I mean, I'm thinking Kitsune. I don't think there's much of a
Yeah.
I have my picks. Mine are Connor and Kitsune. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Connor had a really good game as well.
Can you give it to the team that didn't win?
Well, no, you pick two. You pick one for each team.
Oh.
Oh. Cool.
And in a score update, there is another stream currently going on for Tier 3, N3 versus Deadlock. It's currently 2-1 to N3, but that decides who faces Insanity in this finals.
Do they need a play-by-play caster to jump in right now?
I think they're good.
Okay.
Alright,
prep
so
yourself for your final.
So it looks like that's all from us today. Remember, jump on over to enjoy that stream as well. Insanity defeat Raiders 3-0 to 1. So that's Insanity booking that first